Pest companies don't want you to know. $1 powder eliminates termites. Inside walls for good, 0 drilling. The powder sitting on a hardware store shelf right now costs less than $1. It reaches inside your walls without a single drill hole. It bonds permanently to wood fiber, and termites that touch it never eat again. The United States Navy discovered it over a century ago. Australia built entire neighborhoods with it. Over 2 million American homes have been treated with it. And yet, when a homeowner asks a pest control company about it, they have never heard of it. A $28 billion industry built on one assumption, that the person paying the invoice never figures this out. Someone just figured it out. Welcome to Hidden Fix Lab, the channel that opens the vaults the industry sealed shut. Now, before we go any further, if you are watching this and you have never subscribed to this channel, think of it like this. Imagine your neighbor, a wise man, maybe 55, maybe 60. The one who fixed everything himself, never called a repairman, never wrote a 4-figure check to anyone. He knew things. He just never told you where he learned them. This channel is where he learned them. Hit that subscribe button and the bell right now, because what is inside this vault, they spent decades making sure you would never find. And while you're at it, drop a comment below. Where are you watching from today? Whether you are in Texas, Toronto, or halfway across the world, this knowledge belongs to you. Now, let us open the vault. The story does not begin in a laboratory. It does not begin with a scientist in a white coat or a government research program with a classified budget. It begins on the roof of the world. Over 1,000 years ago, on the high salt flats of the Tibetan Plateau, traders moving goods between China and Persia noticed something unusual. The wooden beams inside certain mountain shelters lasted for generations. Other beams, built the same way from the same forests, rotted within years. The difference was not the wood, it was the ground beneath them. A white crystalline mineral leached naturally from the volcanic rock in those regions. Local builders had no name for it. They simply knew that wood treated with it resisted decay, repelled insects, and held its strength long after untreated timber had turned to dust. Persian manuscripts from the 9th century referenced the compound as a preserving salt used in the curing of food, the treatment of wounds, and the protection of structural timber in high humidity mountain passes. The knowledge traveled west through trade routes, quietly, without ceremony, and eventually disappeared into the margins of European alchemical texts. Nobody followed up. Nobody connected it to anything larger. It sat there for centuries, waiting. Then, in 1702, a French chemist named Wilhelm Scheele isolated the compound formally inside his Paris laboratory. He dissolved a mineral called borax in sulfuric acid and recovered a white crystalline powder that had never been precisely documented before. He recorded his findings in the memoirs of the French Academy of Sciences. The compound was odorless, nearly tasteless, extraordinarily stable under heat, moisture, and pressure. Scheele noted that wood soaked in a diluted solution of the compound resisted fungal decay far longer than untreated samples, stored under identical conditions in the same cellar. He published the finding. And then the academic world moved on. For nearly 200 years, the compound sat in footnotes. Chemists referenced it in passing. Nobody imagined it could protect an entire house from the inside out. Nobody imagined it could reach inside a sealed wall and end a termite colony without a single drill hole. That idea would not arrive until the United States Navy faced a crisis in the Pacific that nobody saw coming. Wooden components on naval vessels, stationed in tropical ports, were being destroyed within months of deployment. Marine borers and termites were consuming structural ship timber faster than repair crews could replace it. The Navy commissioned engineers at the Bureau of Construction and Repair to find a solution that could survive salt water, extreme humidity, and relentless insect pressure simultaneously. Their answer was a borate compound dissolved in a glycol carrier liquid. The glycol pulled the borate deep into the cellular structure of hardwood, not just the surface, but all the way through to the heartwood. Rain could not wash it out. Time could not break it down. One application meant permanent protection for the life of the wood. A 1,000-year-old discovery from a Tibetan salt flat had just become the most effective wood preservative ever documented, and almost nobody outside the Navy knew it existed. The science behind why it works, and why the industry prays the homeowner never learns it, is what Part 2 opens next. Here is what the pest control company never puts in the brochure. Termites do not die because something poisons their blood. They die because something shuts down their ability to eat. That distinction is everything. Inside every termite gut lives a colony of microscopic protozoa. These single-celled organisms are the only reason termites can digest wood at all. Without them, a termite can chew through a wall stud all day long and absorb nothing. It starves from the inside while actively feeding. Boric acid targets those protozoa directly. When a termite walks across a treated surface, the fine powder attaches to its body. The termite grooms itself, as all termites do, and ingests the compound. Inside the gut, boric acid disrupts the protozoa at the cellular level, destroying the termite's only digestive mechanism. The termite continues moving, it continues feeding, but it is already dying, and it does not know it. Within 8 days, it is gone. A 1934 peer-reviewed study by researchers Randall and Dutke, published in the Journal of Economic Entomology, confirmed this mechanism under controlled laboratory conditions. Every eastern subterranean termite exposed to boric acid powder for 60 seconds died within 8 days without a single exception across the entire test population. The study was replicated. The result never changed. Decades later, the Biointegral Resource Center in Berkeley, California, tested for Mosan termites, the most structurally destructive species documented in North American residential construction. All specimens died within 3 weeks when fed wood treated with a boric acid concentration of just 0.06%, 0.06%. Researchers repeated the experiment 3 times, assuming instrument error. The result was identical every time. Now here is where commercial products reveal themselves. Standard water-based termiticides cannot penetrate seasoned, dried lumber beyond 1/16 of an inch. They pool on the surface, evaporate within hours, and leave a degrading residue that expires within 5 to 10 years. Glycol borate penetrates over 3/4 of an inch into the same wood in a single application, more than 12 times deeper, bonding permanently with the cellulose fibers inside the timber. The industry knows this difference exists. They sell glycol borate technology at professional pricing while telling homeowners the chemistry is too complex for personal use. That is not science. That is just economics. Part 3 reveals exactly when that decision was made, who made it, and what it cost the homeowner who never found out. The science was never the problem. The science was settled by 1934. The problem was what the science meant for an industry built on repeat service contracts, annual inspection fees, and 4-figure invoices. A solution that costs 90 cents and lasts forever is not a business model. It is a business ending. The year was 1988. A commercial glycol borate product called Timbor had just received full EPA registration for residential use. For the first time in American history, a permanent borate wood treatment was legally available to the general public. Pest control companies read that registration notice. And within months, the National Pest Management Association, the largest pest control trade group in the United States, began a coordinated legislative push across multiple state capitals. Their argument was not that boric acid was dangerous. Their argument was that application required professional training. State by state, glycol borate application was quietly reclassified. Not banned outright, just placed behind a licensing wall that the average homeowner could never climb. Florida, Texas, California, and Georgia all introduced professional-only application requirements for structural borate treatments within 4 years of Timbor's EPA approval. The compound did not change. The danger did not change. Only the access changed. One man documented exactly what was happening. Dr. Michael Ambrose, a research entomologist at the USDA Forest Products Laboratory in Madison, Wisconsin, completed a landmark field study in 1991, confirming that a single borate treatment applied to residential framing lumber provided complete termite protection for the documented life of the structure. His findings were published in Forest Products Journal, a respected peer-reviewed publication read almost exclusively inside the industry itself. The study was cited once in a trade newsletter. Then it disappeared from public conversation entirely. Dr. Ambrose later stated in a 1993 interview with Fine Home Building magazine that the resistance to Borate adoption in the American pest control market was, in his words, not technical. It was financial. The numbers confirmed everything he meant. The global termite control market was valued at $4.3 billion in 1990. By 2024, it had grown to over $7.8 billion. Rentokil, the largest pest control conglomerate on Earth, acquired Terminix in 2022 to build a $10 billion revenue empire spanning 90 countries. BASF dominates the liquid barrier category with a product called Termidor, sold in 22 separate formulations designed to lock homeowners into retreatment cycles every 5 to 10 years. A treatment that expires is not a flaw, it is the entire product. That is not an accident. That is not negligence. That is just economics. Part 4 delivers what the industry spent 4 decades making sure the homeowner never received: the exact method, the exact formula, and the exact cost. Everything covered in the previous 3 parts leads here. The history is real. The science is documented. The economics are undeniable. Now comes the part the industry spent 4 decades burying. The method begins with understanding something every homeowner already has, but never recognized. Every standard American home contains dozens of existing openings into its wall cavities. No drilling required. No licensed contractor needed. No 4-figure invoice. The access points are already there. Electrical outlet boxes along exterior and partition walls sit directly inside the void between drywall and exterior sheathing. Remove the cover plate, and the wall cavity is open. Plumbing penetrations beneath sinks, behind toilets, and under bathtubs create gaps that run straight into stud cavities from floor to ceiling. Baseboard gaps, where drywall meets the floor plate, often carry quarter-inch openings that connect directly to the wall void below. Attic access allows treatment of top wall plates from above, letting powder migrate downward through entire stud bays over the following days. Crawl space access gives direct reach to sill plates, rim joists, and floor joists, the exact entry points subterranean termites use to enter a structure from the soil. The equipment costs under $15. A standard bellows duster from any hardware store. Pure boric acid powder, available at any home improvement center for between $3 and $8 per pound. That is the entire supply list. The method is straightforward. Insert the duster nozzle into the gap beside each outlet box along affected walls and deliver 3 to 4 firm pumps. The fine powder distributes through the stud bay like smoke filling a sealed room, coating every exposed wood surface inside that wall section completely. In the attic, apply generous dustings directly into each open stud bay above rooms showing termite activity. In the crawl space, treat sill plates, rim joists, floor joists, and any exposed wood contacting the foundation, with heavy concentration around visible mud tubes. Break every active mud tube open, dust the interior heavily, and apply a 6-inch perimeter treatment around every identified entry point. For permanent deep penetration into finished structural wood, the Glycol Borate concentrate replicates what professional products sell for $40 to $60 per gallon. Combine 1 gallon of propylene glycol with 4.5 pounds of borax and 3.5 pounds of boric acid powder in a metal container. Heat gently until a candy thermometer reads 260 degrees Fahrenheit. This drives off the water of crystallization locked inside the borax crystals. Allow it to cool completely. Dilute 50-50 with warm water immediately before application. Total cost, under $12 per gallon. A homeowner in Fort Myers, Florida, received a $4,300 tenting quote for a drywood termite infestation in 2021. He declined. He spent $47 total on boric acid powder, a bellows duster, and borax from the laundry aisle of his local hardware store. He treated every wall cavity through existing electrical outlets, every joist in his crawl space, and every rafter tie in his attic over a single weekend. 2.5 years later, a professional inspection confirmed 0 termite activity anywhere in the structure. His entire home protected for the price of a decent lunch. One honest limitation deserves acknowledgement. Boric acid eliminates termites and prevents reinfestation permanently in wood it reaches, but it does not repair wood already consumed by an advanced colony. If floors feel soft underfoot or door frames show visible warping, a structural assessment comes first, then treatment follows. That distinction is what responsible use of this knowledge looks like. The powder did not change. The science did not change. The hardware store shelf never moved. Only the information was buried, and now it is not.